us for some logistics. As usual, we will mute everyone in the call. And please submit your questions through the Q&A chat window. And we'll send the recording link and slides for all the registered participants post the events. And also, once you end the Zoom call, you'll be popped for a feedback survey. Please help us with your feedback survey. Your feedback is very important for us. And of course, there's also something comes with it, which is food vouchers for all the feedback surveys. Cool. So, I think for a quick start, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Nat. I will be your moderator today. And for today, let me start with this. A good start for any automation journey matters, right? And understanding the nature of automation, from definitions, from benefits, knowing the right resource to learn are crucial for your ramp up to make sure you have a very good foundation in your automation capabilities. In these sessions, we have invited one of the most recognized practitioners in the field, and we are super glad for all his contribution to help our community in their learning journeys. So I'd like to welcome our special guest today, Pak Indra. Hello, Pak. You are on mute, Pak.
Hello, Pak Nat.
Hello, welcome to the show, Pak. I really look forward to our conversation this afternoon. All right.
Sure. Cool.
Let me get moving. Okay, so as usual, I'll share a little bit what we'll be doing today. We'll kick off with a proper introduction with our UiPath community MVP in Southeast Asia, Pak Indra, as well as hear from his learning journey, what are the practical tips and tricks that he can share with us. And towards the end, we'll take your questions. So please submit the question again through the Q&A chat window. We'll have a look at it later on. All right, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Okay, welcome again, Pak Indra, to the show. It's really our honor to have you today. So maybe a quick notes from my end before I pass it on to Pak Indra to introduce himself. So Pak Indra is our UiPath community MVP for 2022 in Southeast Asia. And as probably some of you may not be aware, Most Valuable Professional, or what we call MVP award, is one of our highest recognition that we offer to our community members for their outstanding contribution, innovation, as well as evangelism show to our larger automation community. And here are some fun facts about Pak Indra, included Pak Indra originated from Indonesia. That's why we have to start with Pak. And currently, he's based in Thailand, and he's worked as our consultant, in one of our USN partners. So what is this USN partners? Basically, partners who are fully certified and recognized for their capability in implementing UiPath platform. Okay, I think that's enough teaser from my end. Over to you, Pak Indra, to introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Pak Nat and UiPath as well for this opportunity. Let me share a little bit about myself. My name is Indra. I am UiPath MVP 2022 in Thailand, and my current position now is Senior RPA Developer and Solution Architect. Nice to meet you, everyone here. I'm so honored to be a speaker to sharing about my MVP journey. And yeah, a little bit sharing. I start UiPath since 2016. Start from the UiPath beginner, pre-sale engineer, and once we got the RPA project in Thailand, so I promoted be RPA developer, and then almost during that time is almost do everything like start from installation, check software and hardware resources, and also until maintenance. And now I have teams. So now because I have teams, so my position is already promoted to be higher right now. So mostly my responsibility is just to do some like consult to my team and then give them like a best practice about UiPath. Yeah, and another thing is if everyone want ask something about UiPath, you can join on the UiPath forum, and also you can tag me or you can follow me. you can see my profile ID on the slide. Or for the special for Indonesia, if you want ask about technical issue, you can join to my Telegram community. It's free. Everyone can join here. You can ask anything about RPA, even it's technical or non-technical. Yeah, back to Pak Nat again.
Thanks, Paindra, for the introductions. And of course, the Telegram groups, I also joined myself. It's very active groups, I can tell you that.
Yeah, Pak Nat.
Cool. Yeah, so let me start with this one, right? Actually, a lot of people ask me about this. What are the benefits of UiPath community and PP? What actually things that you given or what's make it special? Maybe you can share a little bit on that, Paindra.
Sure. Okay, so there is a three category, right, from the knowledge. Like UiPath will give me earlier access about the UiPath product not yet published, and we can like do some little bit research, and then we can give a feedback to the product leadership on the or to the product team, and every the access is free. And also on the professional growth, like I get my title in the forum is already have like an MVP badge, right? So everyone can like, oh, okay, if I keep some feedback on that forum, they're like, oh, I'm so proud to have the title on the forum as well. And also I can exclusive can talk with the UiPath network, like a high position in the UiPath global. Like sometime every week we have a meeting with the UiPath global talking about the idea and then feedback from my customer or from my community, and then we can share everything there. And for the last category is in kind. The most point that I like is like MVP welcome kit, and also discount or free certificate exposure that I can use to get the next to get my exam for the UiPath. Yeah.
It sounds great, Paindra. And I hope after hearing all these benefits, people will get motivated to become the next MVP in Southeast Asia.
Yeah. Thanks,
Great.
Farhan.
Cool. Now let's start with the basic, right?
Yeah.
I think we have the introduction, and then this is something that we always hear in the recent years, right? A lot of different technology popping up, RPA, desktop automation, enterprise automation, and etc. etc. And it seems like everyone now claiming that they can do RPA or automation in general, right?
Yeah.
So instead of taking this from UiPath perspective, I'm very sure people here have heard enough about UiPath from our articles, from our websites. I think nothing really beats from a point of view from a practitioners with many years of experience from yourself, right?
Yeah.
So in your terms, how do you define what is RPA and what is your view of automation?
Okay. So there is a two definitions, right? Like a robotic process automation is like a software technology which allow organization to automate tasks like a human being is doing across different application and systems. The purpose of the RPA is to transfer the process execution from human to bots. And automation is like a wide range. So I would like to share about my own opinion about the RPA, like in the personal perspective. Whatever you do on computer, you can ask robot to do it, like check your email, right? And then check your generate some report for you. Whatever you do on computer can be automated by robot. And for the organization perspective, you need to consider about the ROI, right? Because RPA is like an investment. So like investment for the long term, because the organization is considered about the cost as well, right? But for the personality, you can get the free access from UiPath, so you not consider about the cost. So that's why it's different definition between personality and organization. Yeah, that's all, Pak Nat, about the
Okay,
RPA. Yeah.
great. I like how you phrased it. RPA purpose to transfer process execution from human to robots. And the automation is to actually minimize human intervention in the process, right? And that brings me to the next questions, Paindra. why software robots, right? Out of many things, why software robots? What do you think?
Yeah. So this is my opinion about the robots, right? Like a robot, of course, is faster and more accurate than me or human for doing repetitive and tedious tasks, right? For example, like attendance reporting to HR. So I have a personal problem to to generate the time sheet to my SR every month. Like it's like a common from my side. Like sometimes I'm lazy to record every day. Sometimes like because it's easy task, like oh I can do it later. Sometimes because I'm very busy, I forgot to do it. So why don't robot to do it for you, like you have assistant every specific time ask to you like hey boss, can you fill time sheet for today, right? And then every end of month, like your assistant will wrap up and then put that information into the SR template and then ask you to verify. Once you finish verify, your robot will send directly to HR. Yeah, it's like a boring task for me, but it can help by robots. So it means that I can reduce my gap in the process of control, and also I can spend time that for that one to do something else. Yeah, and also I have my personal assistant to do my boring task or repetitive task. Yeah, that's my opinion, partner.
Thanks for sharing your personal experience. I think that's probably applied to most of the people here, including myself too. I think we're all guilty of starting for fun. Hey Siri, make
Yeah,
appointment, set reminder.
that reminder,
Used to be
right?
for fun, and then now it's becoming something that I think I personally use even every day, right, for work. So when we look at so that's on the personal experience, right? When we look at enterprise scale for robots benefits, right? I think there's still a lot of people, lots of company actually doubtful whether this will really works for the company, whether they will get the benefit as promised, right? So maybe from your experience, how do your customer actually benefit from automations?
Okay, so there is some point here, like start from quality. Like I told everyone here, like a robot can give you accurate information, reduce human error, and faster than human. Imagine that you got information earlier, so it means that you can make a correct decision. And also, because of a robot faster than you, right? Like I said that, for example, like you have a manual task and then spend a lot of time, and imagine that that task can be replaced by a robot. So like every morning, like you spend 8 hours to prepare the report to your boss. Imagine that that report automatically is ready to deliver to your boss. What you do just only verify the result. So it's been that every morning you not need to be stressed, like oh how to do it, or which website I need to open, something like that, right? Sometimes we forgot. So imagine that that style is automatically changed, like become struggle, become like a easy going. Yeah, and next is speed. Of course, a robot faster than human, right? And like also robot can work 24 hours. So it means that because of that, a company or your organization will not ask you to do overtime again. So you just stand by at your home waiting the robots send notification to you via email or via another services. And next is productivity. Yeah, your repetitive task, your boring task, or another task already replaced by robot. So you can use that time to do some more value for yourself. So it means that you can scale up your skill, scale up for something that more value for your organization. Okay, next is new opportunity. Yeah, everything will be changed, right? So like, for example, like you were admin, need to input 1,000 data, right? And then spend a lot of time. But when robot do that job for you, right? So it means that RPA will not replace you fully, but your organization will promote you to be like a, a, RPA admin. It means that need to verify the output from robot. Also, you need to control that robot can running very well without any failure. Yeah, that's my opinion, Panat.
So you become the robot supervisor in a way. Yeah.
Yes, that's
That's
true.
fantastic sharing, Pindra.
Yeah,
I think it's always great to hear what's out there that people have really benefited. And it's also great to see that beyond traditional quantitative measures, right, that usually people use like the saving, our saving, there are actually qualitative benefits too, right? Soft
yeah,
benefits that what you highlighted here. I think
yeah,
that downstream impact of the process of the people on the business, that's something that often we forgot, right? That's actually what you reinvested with the time that you get back from the robots. That's actually what matters. So I think we have hear about personal experience, how you benefit, and then we also hear from your experience on company levels. So I think all the good things. And then now let's talk about the other side of the coins, right? All the not so good things. So maybe you can share from experience what are the challenges when people implement RPA, right?
Okay, so top challenges of implementing RPA. So let me at uh, flashback to the first project RPA project I got in Thailand. Like there is no UiPath expert, right? I have no idea how we need to prepare some server, right? Like this process is fit for attended or unattended robot. So how we install orchestrator. So it's like we have a lot of struggle time for that.
Mm,
So it's of course it will be take times a lot, right? And also like another unable to automate end-to-end use case. There is some use case like business user cannot provide the data to to do some end-to-end testing, right?
mm,
Because of like they're waiting that data from another department. Because of that, like you need to wait, and because of that, is your timeline will be impact as well.
mm,
And insufficient assistance from the business department and IT. Yeah, without them, I believe that your RPA project will be totally fail because you need to have their assistant to get the access, like to get the resources,
mm,
like a server, and you need to sometimes need to request to open some port, right? Sometimes you need to ask to open the internet, right? Yeah, but again you need to like get approval from them, and my advice is better you ask that request earlier before RPA project started.
yep,
Yeah, and not following best practice and ending exception. So this is like a common problem from the first vendor start to provide RPA services. When we try to get the requirements right, we just focus on the happy flow, right? For example, like a login, like open the website, right? Uh, Open the website, input username, password, and click login, and then done, right? Complete that happy flow. But
mm,
sometimes we cannot RPA scope only that steps, but we never consider about the how reliability of the third party services. Like sometimes they have a network problems, right? Sometimes like when you want to use Excel, sometimes Excel is not responding, right? And because of that, like it make your robot error. It's okay that robot error, but at least you need to notify to the user. If there is no information about or there is no feedback from robot, user don't know what to do. They just waiting the result from robot. If they get that data very late, it will be impact to their business
mm,
flow, right? And next is select wrong component. Yeah, uh, this is mostly happen on the OCR project, right? For my use case is like there is some requirement to extract the invoice data, included of the invoice number, invoice date, invoice item details, and total amount, right? But the OCR engine that provided by users only the Google OCR Vision. Google OCR Vision, when we do some research, right, just only support text scraping. Text scraping is meant that just only the text in line, not support for the table case, right? It's you can do some like a user expression or whatever technique you use. Again, the result will be not satisfies the user. So we got this experience and then we share about this issue oh, okay, if you want to keep use this or share engine, we need to remove this requirement because in after go live, the result totally not satisfies you. They agree and then okay, we remove it because the OCR engine is totally not support for the we can tell that that's semi-structured document. And next is the technical and operational issue. Yeah, this is kind of so we have someone can communicate with the UiPath support, create a ticket if something wrong, or someone for example, I have some use case is very unique, SMTP services, like SMTP activity, sometimes is working and sometimes it's not working. So if someone doesn't know about the technical operational issue, maybe he will create a ticket to the UiPath, right? But sometimes we need to wait for few days or few hours to have a feedback from UiPath support. But again, user cannot wait, right? So it means that for the UiPath expert, he need to find the quick way, right? While waiting the feedback from UiPath, try to another, don't get the version or try to up the version, something like that. Yeah, this is very important for the implementing RPA. Yeah.
I see. So if I can summarize, it boils down to 3 points. One is the people, make sure it's trained and you get the right guidance from the get-go. I think secondly, if I recall correctly, is the systems. Basically, you need to follow best practice when building, when deploying, and understand what are the technical limitations. And I think thirdly is the process, right? Whether you have proper internal change management, connect and have that early involvement, connecting IT and business. I think that's very important. Great. So beside those challenges, right, I think some people also said that after they have go all the way to deployment, yet their project still failed to go live.
Yeah.
So I think that's the next question. What do you think top reason for those automation projects fail to go live?
Yeah. So thanks for the good question, Panat. So actually, I believe some people here already find out some information on the Google's, right? But here I would like to share based on my opinion. Let's say that I have followed the best practice, right? And then follow use the a framework or whatever I do. Again, but the result or output from robot is not faster than human. Okay, and also okay, but the percentage of the reduced time is not meet with the user expectation. For example, based on our agreement that robot can reduce time around 90%, because that's what RPA promised to the user, right? Like it can reduce a lot of time, like a 90% or 80%. But after go live, what happened is only can reduce like a 50 or 60%. Okay, right? Again, because of this, like a user is okay, it's automated already, but again, speed is not meet that requirement. So they can say that okay, better we use human, because they will consider from another option as well, like a cost, right? And another resource as well, and also some another thing that we don't know what they consider. Okay, and the next point is too much error occur in go-live trial. Yeah, this error is sometimes because of the code quality or the way you handling exception is not good enough. For example, like I told you that it's okay that have error, but at least you need to tell what error happened on the server to the user, because if we have the correct information from the error, we can fix it. right? So that error will be automatically gone for the next runtime. Yeah, and also like let's say that for another example, like too much error means like you have process or job execute daily,
Mm.
right? And let's say that you have total error maybe 20 error per month. You know, when we're talking about production, right? If something wrong with a robot, we need to ask user to help us to check. User is very busy. They don't have time to check for us because the reason is we already did testing from UT, right? SIT and UAT. And then if this error happen again in production, sometimes we don't have any reason why can be happen in production because we already passed through many testing, right? So like it's like a user not acceptable for this case. Yeah, if we cannot keep the reasonable reason. Yeah. And the last point is no solid RPA team. RPA team is doesn't mean only for your RPA team in your organization. You need to involve for from your customer side, like a business user, IT operation. You need to collaborate together because you need to provide the data from business user, right? You need to get the accurate data or actual data. Sometimes you have problem about policy, but you can do some negotiate like, okay, we can use another data, right? And also for the IT operation, like, oh, you cannot like for example, this in production environment, you cannot have internet access, right? So it means that you need to find another solution to download a dependencies library, right? Yeah, it's something like this. You need to like collaborate together and then keep communication very well with them. Because if something wrong happen without them, like maybe your RPA project totally fail. Yeah, that's
See,
all I can share, Panat. Yeah.
thanks for sharing this, Mahendra. I think it appears to me that in terms of from the people elements, the training, upscaling of the people is one of the very important factors. Sorry, one of not important though. I think one of the most important factors here, right? And that actually links very nicely to our next discussion about the learning journey. I think, of
Okay.
course, there's no better person can explain this better than yourself, Mahendra. Maybe you can share your personal learning journey from the get-go, from the beginning until you become the UiPath MVP.
Sure, Panat. Okay. Since 2016, right, I start at PA journey like uh, during that time only the UiPath website I can find that information. During that time only the UiPath open community. So I can learn about UiPath product from academy.uipath.com. During that time, academy is not good like now, right? So I try to watch a video and practice while watching a video. So like if I'm stuck, oh, okay, maybe I try to find another video. Okay, and if I have some like a stuck or problem, I will ask directly on the forum.uipath.com. During
Mm,
that time, it's very slow response, yeah, because that community is not bigger right now. Because 2016 is still, I can say that it's still small. And also, if you want to learn from the webinar, like right now, you can register on the community.uipath.com. And also you can learn by yourself from YouTube channel, right?
mhm,
And maybe on the next slide, I can share where you can follow the YouTube channel. Yeah, and also if something information during that time, I remember that UiPath Thailand not yet established. So
mm,
everything we learn by ourselves from UiPath website. Yeah, and next in 2016 and 20, like we learn UiPath not only for ourselves, but we have another purpose for our organization, right? It's like we assign to another resources to get some certificate, some completion of certificate in the training, and then we collect that to use for the partner level. So
mm,
like so now in my organization we already have be like a gold partner already in Thailand, like and also we need to like gather some customer feedback because customer feedback is very important for us.
mm.
for me, I'm technical person. I use that customer feedback to convert to be custom activity, right? Custom like a common workflow, and I can make it as a coding standard. Like for the example, a standard of asset name, right? Asset name I can share a little bit like we our format asset name like can be like uh, start from the department name underscore process name, something like that. So everything will be standard because standard is very important for us to deliver this project on time. Okay, once we got under, we try to aim another level. So next level is USN, right? So USN is it's not easy for me. Company assigned me a solution architect to be a participant on the USN program because we need to assign a different role like a BA, RPA developer, and solution architect, and also infrastructure. For me, as solution architect, I failed 2 times, and then the third time I passed with a score 85%. Yeah, I'm so proud of that. And as solution architect is not easy because you need to like understand all of the knowledge from BA, project manager, and RPA developer. Because like I told you that I start RPA journey since beginner until right now, so I have some little bit knowledge because I learned from everything from BA's role, RPA developer, solution architect, and infrastructure. So because of that, my organization trust me to be a solution architect on the USN program. Okay, in 2021, I tried to submit on the MPP program. Yeah, in RPP program is like you need to sharing about what have you contribute on the UiPath community, right? You can contribute about UiPath from any channel. You can create your own blog, right? It doesn't matter that with any languages. You can use your native languages or your English languages. If you're more confident with your native language, you can do it on the blog or on YouTube channel. For me, uh, I plan to create my YouTube channel, but during that time, I just try to have community on Telegram. Now I have a member around 600, 360 members on the Telegram. So it's very active. Many members ask me about the technical or non-technical issue. Yeah, that's all, partner I can share.
That looks to me like a blueprint how to be successful as a professional in RPA. So I think for the benefits of people here or join today, maybe who may not know about our academy.uipath.com, perhaps allow me to share a little bit here. So uh, our academy here is one of free for all, free for everyone, and it's always be there. One of the most comprehensive catalogs I've ever seen so far. We have about almost 300 plus courses in 10 different languages. So I think so far we have about 1 million registered users. I think for any beginners, once you go into the website, academy.uipath.com, at times it can be overwhelming for first timing. So maybe let me help you break it down a little bit. So what's available for you, right? As a company incorporate automation in their business operation, we usually have very clear roles being established. A lot of people say RPA take my job. It's actually not really. It's actually create more different roles that we have ever seen, right? Some of the traditional ones still there, like for example, business analysts, project managers. But now we also see a lot more new roles being created. For example, RPA developers. We also have citizen developers, right? And of course, our learnings also offer those people or company who evolve towards mapping the skill sets needed for these roles, also shifting towards very product centric or like specific solution centric according to their roles. Like for example, There are also people who are doing testing only, or there are also people who are focusing only on infra engineering, right? Or there will be pure only people who like to use bots without building or touching anything that drag and drop build something around it. So that's the first things that you see in what's available in Academy. It's a role-based learning, right? And if you, oops, sorry, if you don't like the approach, we also have different way of looking at it. I think 4 years ago, we have 3 products, only 3, studio orchestrator robots. And now we have like 20 plus different products, right? Basically add that to the different ways of accessing, installing the product. You also get a full landscape to there, right? Basically end-to-end different kind of automation tools from our platform. And Academy basically keep up with that, right? So no matter what kind of product that people bought, you can always start using them. Go to Academy and then let's say give it a try. We are here to support you with those comprehensive trainings. So I'd like to also show you one thing here. So if you go to the website again, academy.uipath.com, currently we actually have a 10-day crash course for everyone. This is free. Do register yourself. It actually starts from May the 2nd. Okay. So if you go to Academy in the first front page, there's this Reboot Your Skill Automation Starter. It's free for everyone. It's a 10-day learning crash course starting from 2nd May. Okay, so what you'll be getting from that, right, is basically every start of the week, once you register, every start of the week, you'll receive an email, an overview of the courses and activity for that week. You can complete them anytime during the week. So if I'm not mistaken, every week only takes you about 2 to 3 hours. Next, and within the whole 10 days program, right, basically you'll get to engage with interactive content from video, practice, exercise, quiz, whatnot. And there's also a chance for you to interact with your peers in discussion forum. And one of the interesting part that we have here is also you get help from UiPath expert during the office hours, right? So my suggestion, don't wait. Please register now. Go to our academy.uipath.com and register yourself there, right? So I think beside our academy, right? Oops, sorry. There are a lot many other resources that are from my conversation with Pak Indra. Now that I know, oh, okay, there are actually a lot more things that Pak Indra use for self-practice, right? So maybe Pak Indra can share a little bit on what are other resources that is available out there.
Yeah, sure. So any resources you can access about the UiPath if you have problem about the non-technical or technical issue, right? You can like install Slack, and then you can join to the UiPath community. And on that Slack, there is like a UiPath members there. Mostly they are active, so you can see there is many categories there, like office hour. If you have a question in the office hour, you need to ask over there. And if you ask about best practice, yeah, just check on the best practice channel. And if you want to learn from the YouTube channel, yeah, I recommend it from Anders Jensen. He is very good. He start IPA journey from scratch, and also you can follow another MPP YouTube channel on that list. Or for the special for Indonesian, right? You can join on the Telegram. Yeah, that's all about that.
That's great, Pak Indra. It's actually my first time I realized we have so many different YouTube channels from other MPPs too. And I think the Telegram, like I mentioned here, Pak Indra mentioned too, is currently on Bahasa Indonesia only. But I'm very sure there are more out there, right? Great. So let's see if we have any questions from the floor. So far, I didn't see any. Anyone have any questions? Do feel free to drop your question in from the Q&A chat window, and then we can answer it live here for you. Okay.
While we're waiting question, actually, I want to share a little bit. Like, if you want to be MVP, doesn't mean that you need to follow my journey. You can start from like if you have confidence about that you already master about the UiPath core product, you can submit into the MVP program next year. Yeah, and then you can select like which category you are confident about the UiPath product, and then you can see the result from the UiPath the community manager. Yeah, so doesn't mean that you need to like expert as me. Whatever you confident it, you can try to submit.
That's great, Paindra. I think while waiting, maybe I do have question for Paindra. So I think from all the different new product that UiPath will be launching, which one actually excite you? Which are the product that excites you?
The most UiPath product that make me like have a good feature right in Thailand is about the document understanding. Yeah, because
Mm,
we in Thailand we have many demand about the OCR project, but most of the experience that I have been is not just satisfied my customer because like Thai character is very special.
mm,
You need to treat with a special technique as well. Also, you need to select with the like a very expensive product to get the accuracy of the OCR result.
mm.
Mm.
I see. Okay, we do have one question here from Danny. Hi Indra, how do you maintain your passion to keep contributing to your path community?
That's a good question. Totally, I know I'm very busy. Like I handle many customer in Thailand, and also I do some maintenance as well for the existing robot. But forum is kind of like your social media, right? Sometimes you take a look. Okay, if you like to share, like sometimes you care about the like if because I know what have been a struggle during the first project, right? Like I try to help that people on the forum to not like have same problem as me. Like it's
Mm,
very hard to find solution. So that passion that I try to contribute a lot on the community, try to help people. Yeah.
I see. Sounds great. I hope that answers your question, Danny. Let's see if we have any other questions. Uh, okay, we don't have any. Yeah, so you mentioned earlier that you'll be given access for early release of the preview product, right?
Yeah.
Any of the preview product this year that you are currently trying on?
Actually, I uh about UiPath Studio Web. Yeah, that look
Mm,
interesting. Yeah, because until now I still cannot find the what what the Studio Web can do or not do on my customer uh, perspective, because we already have Studio, right? And we already have Studio X, and now we will have Studio Web.
mm,
So like so because Studio now can do everything, right? Can do for the simple process or a more complex process. Now you have Studio Web. Yeah. And yeah, again, I still learning about Studio Web, like what use case is
mm.
very fit to use this Studio Web. Mm.
Yeah, we are also excited about launching this studio on web.
Mm.
I think we'll see in the following months once it's being officially released to the market, and then we'll hear more on that. Great. Okay. Yeah. So I think maybe the one last question from my end, or more like advice from your end. So, what would you advise for people here if they want to start, let's say, their first RPA projects? What would be your advice?
Uh, Caring and sharing.
Caring and sharing. Okay.
Yeah, caring and sharing. You need to have a solid team. Your team, I'm not perfect, right? Sometimes I have bad things as well on the team. But again, my team will be cover it. For example, like I'm the only one foreigner in my teams, right? I cannot
Mhm.
speak Thai, I cannot understand Thai characters. So my team will support me to translate to English. Sometimes we
Mm.
have an internal session like, oh, this requirement means something like this, right? But again, I will help them for the technical issue, like communicate with UiPath support or UiPath Global. Like we have this problem, what the best solution for this? Yeah. So we try to sharing and caring, like help each other. So a solid team is very important to succeed your RPA project everywhere and anywhere. Yeah.
That's great. That's great, Brandon. All right, cool. We don't have any other questions on the floor. So I think maybe from my end, one last thing is we really appreciate your feedback. Do feel free to fill in your survey and then share your feedback with us. If there's any other webinars topic you'd like to hear, do share it there. And friendly reminder, once we end this webinar, you will have a pop-up. That's where you do the survey, and we will actually provide a food voucher for those that responded in our survey. All right. If there's nothing else, then thank you very much for your time and support here, Pak Indra. We'll look forward for more session with you in future.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much as well, Pak Nat, Bunia as well. Thank you for this opportunity. See you next time.
Thanks. Thanks again. All
Thanks,
right.
everyone.
Thanks everyone for joining this call, and we'll look forward to see you in the upcoming webinar. Have a good one, everyone.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone.